Do you have a job, Ryan? Do you work like a proper job?
I'm
He's a
a
stripper.
full-time online coach.
Or you're an online coach as well?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So
I was like, I have to have weeks sometimes. I'll get home from work. Yeah, like I'll go to the gym at like 7 o'clock.
mhm.
And I'll be like trained till 9, and I've got to go at 5 the next day. And I'm lying in bed like this, still wired from the gym. And I need to be like, come up, and then I'm like, am I out?
Yeah.
Yeah. With your training too, like are you taking like full stim pre and everything when you're going in there to
Yeah,
train as
like
well?
I don't go over 400 meg
In
400 meg's
what?
still pretty high.
In one serving or you mean for the day?
in one serving. And I
Bruh.
don't have I don't
No
have any
wonder
other
you're
No
fucking
caffeine.
wonder why
staring at
you're
the
fucking
ceiling.
staring at the ceiling.
That's my only caffeine for the day.
Yeah, but look at the
Yeah,
time
I'll
you
just
have it,
fucking take
dude.
it right before bed. Perfect.
It doesn't matter the half-life of it, dude.
It wakes me up for my workout though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I,
it's
I run if I'm
ideally,
training in the
ideally you want
afternoon.
to do like you want to keep caffeine at least 6 hours away from like your
Yeah,
sleep window to like make
I know, but I hate
sure that
being
you are
tired.
getting that REM like deep sleep. But yeah, but there's plenty of good like non-stim pre's out there. Like I know I use that it's called like fucking pumped or something like that. F and
I just
pumped or something.
steam up and then weed down.
Mm.
Is that
Just
that's
one
why you have
extreme to
uppers and
another.
that's why you have uppers and downers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
exactly.
Because that's real good for you.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
be
perfect.
right. Normally I'm all right because normally when I'm working 3:30, I have my pre-workout at like 3, 4, and I'm falling asleep by 10.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, yeah.
makes
It's just because
sense.
I've been working so late.
Mm.
Yeah, but 400 is a big whack, man. If I'm pre-workout and I want a bit of stim, I'll do like half a stim, like one scoop of stim and then one scoop of pump, which is
Yeah.
like it's only like 175 grams.
'Cause
Mm.
in prep, I'll probably have like 1,000 meg caffeine a day.
Mm. Yeah, I've
I
pulled
was doing
my
that last prep.
Because I have a coffee every meal.
I'll pull I've really been mindful to keep my caffeine like reasonable this prep. So and
Mm.
it helps a lot with like recovery and not being in that like sympathetic state. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think as
yeah.
well, like not just that as well, but it actually helps like, with stress in general. Like it's
mm,
bringing down that like cortisol. It's helping you kind of like be a little bit more level,
mm,
not just like you're fully just, you're always
yeah.
alert. So then it's
Mm,
like, something happens, something small throughout the day could happen. And because you're on fucking 800 milligrams of caffeine at that point, it becomes such a big thing to you then. And it's like you just stress about
yeah,
that. And
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Because I'll do it
So
because
I'll
I'll
like
be like in prep, I'll be like this in the digger. And then I'll have a coffee and I'm
yeah,
fine.
yeah. I'll do
Yeah.
like two monsters a day, which they're like 150 per can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then some days I'll have like one scoop of pre-workout.
Mhm.
It's like half a serve of pre-workout, and some days not. So,
Yeah. I think one my
so I'm
daily,
only like max. I'll be like 500.
yeah, I think that's roughly what one turns out to be because I got that new coffee machine, I'll do like a double shot in the morning. And then when I go train, I'll just do like full non-stim, and then I'll do
Mm,
like two monsters. Pretty much the monsters are just like post-workout when I'm sitting down to do intakes or like client check-ins or anything like that, just to kind of like keep me on there. And then some nicotine gum as well to keep me locked in.
Yeah,
yeah.
nicotine. Yeah, or you can vape as well.
Yeah.
Mm,
I don't have the lungs for vaping. Like I've got asthma, so like
Oh yeah, no.
I'd have
yeah.
one puff, I'd just be coughing my guts up. I'm like, it's not worth it.
Yeah, I try to do like no coffee bar my pre-workout in the off season. So when I do start prep, as I get tired, I start implementing more and more caffeine to keep me going.
You
Okay,
keep
yeah, I
keep
gotcha.
yeah.
Because otherwise I get tired. But at the moment, I'm more tired just from growth hormone and eating.
Yeah. What's
Mm.
your growth hormone?
8 a day.
Eight. Okay.
And we're going up to
Are you
10.
are you splitting that? Are you doing like 4 in the morning for bed?
8 all post workout slash night.
Okay. That should be helping with like better sleep as well.
Yeah. Once I'm
You'd think
asleep, I'm
so.
fine.
Yeah,
Mm.
I don't notice anything from that. I don't get any. Like,
Me either.
I don't notice any better sleep from that.
Because yeah, I just
Yeah.
notice I'm more tired during the day. Because it feels like
Yeah,
and I can feel growing pains.
yeah. Are you sleeping with a mask on?
Yeah, always.
Yeah, and you still tired during the day?
Mhm.
Yeah. Right.
Not like if I'm working, I'm occupied, I'm fine.
But if you're sitting still, you'll fall asleep. Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm sitting still, my body's like, nah,
Yeah.
you're not doing anything. Save
Yeah.
anything, go sleep.
If I sit down during the day, it's over. I'm falling asleep.
But only
I
after
can't
the
even.
gym.
Yeah, I can't even go to the movies. If I take Boston to the movies,
Yeah.
I'm like
If
falling asleep.
you put me in a dark room, I'm fucking.
Yeah, yeah,
Even in like if I'm a passenger in like a moving car, just
yeah,
Yeah.
like a
yeah.
light.
That gentle fucking in the car, it's like a rocking chair, puts you to sleep.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's the motion. And then when me and Cam flew to Melbourne, I couldn't fall asleep just because I'm in the chairs, like obviously you're like
Yeah.
cramped up like this. And I look over and Cam's just
I was asleep the whole flight.
yeah.
I can't sleep in
I'm
economy.
looking over, I'm like, fuck, I'm jealous of this guy. I wish I could do that.
Even in
It's funny.
premium.
I booked our flights to America, and I've got us both sitting on aisle seats,
Yeah,
like
beautiful.
across from each other on aisles,
Yeah,
so we
sweet.
can like, so we got
Yeah,
like in hang over the
yeah,
edge.
lean.
Yeah, it's
Didn't
perfect.
we sit next to each other or something on the way to Sydney
Yeah,
or Melbourne?
I think I was window seat and you were middle.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like so like
Oh, bro.
tight. Yeah,
Up against the window.
mm.
Was that premium or economy?
Just economy, bro.
Oh,
Come
fuck.
on. Come on.
Even premium,
Who
I'll
do
fall
you,
asleep
who do you
for
think
like
we are?
half an hour and wake back up. I only have
Mm,
micro sleeps. On
yeah.
business though, those lay flat beds, fuck, I'm out.
Mm.
I've never flown business, so I would have no idea.
Business is way better.
Hmm. Did you happen to have a look at the price differences from business to like economy, like
It's
over the
normally at
States?
least
No, I
it's
didn't
like
even
triple.
bother. I didn't even bother looking. It'd be like 5 times the price.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's at least triple.
Yeah. Mm.
Okay. How's your photo shoot today?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah,
Photos look
just
sick.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
they were just iPhone photos, but like he's sent me some edited ones as well, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. The
So yeah,
that lighting that lighting at Powerhouse is probably some of the best, if not the best, natural lighting like in any
yeah,
gym.
it's really good. Yeah, because
Such
like
a
that
good
looks
spot.
completely different to like my check-in photos.
Yeah, morning check-ins. You're like,
Yeah,
well, it
yeah.
was funny. Like last prep 2023, I used to drive to Powerhouse to do my check-ins for Dean
Oh yeah, true. Because it's like
because it'd only be like 10 minutes down the road.
yeah,
So
but it's like
I'd
it's
get
like
up,
pretty
drive there,
accurate
do
lighting.
photos, then go to work.
Yeah, yeah.
I heard you got 22-inch arms now, Cam.
Nah, they're probably like 20.
That's a big for
How's the
yourself.
I
side
have
leg?
I have I have trained my arms a lot this off season. Like we actually had like I've trained arms twice a week, which I
That's such a
like my
sick.
previous off seasons they were just kind of trickled in there a little bit.
Is
But this
that
year we've actually like
is that
made an
when you
effort to
say
do my
twice a
arms up.
week? Do you mean like up, back, and biceps? Like it's not just you train
Yeah,
arms
so
and
I
quads.
do no, I do shoulders, back and shoulders on a Monday, chest and arms on a Tuesday, legs Wednesday, rest, and then back and shoulders Friday, chest arms Saturday.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah, my arms are
Mm.
stubborn. It's one body part that doesn't want to grow for me.
Mm.
Mm. Your backside's coming heaps.
Mm.
But yeah, I was quite surprised when I saw these photos. So yeah, it's cool. It's like funny. I was telling Ryan yesterday too. These photos here, like the exact same time out from last year's show, I'm only 200 grams heavier in these photos.
Yeah, but look at the look though.
But yeah, yeah. So like I'm like bigger and leaner at the same time, like same time frame out from the show. So yeah, that's cool. Like it's kind of just giving me a bit of like just a bit of
It's really good signs that you're like, you know that you're ahead.
yeah. Like I just don't need to stress because I know my condition was where it needed to be last year. So I
Yeah.
know I'm like on the right track. So.
Yeah.
Do you know who else is who you're competing against in those 212 shows?
I know Ditto Shack is doing it.
Oh,
Steve Ditto Shack
yeah.
and Marco Cruz, which I think he'll be the probably the biggest name in there that I know so far.
Which one's Marco Cruz? Is he coached by
He's
Patrick?
from no, he's from Dubai. I'm pretty sure he's coached by Terrence's coach. What's his name? Oh, Hassim.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
We
He's
got
like a thick dude. He's big. He's a big guy, and he's coming down from like over 100 kilos lean. So
Calderon looked good in the open show.
yeah, that was definitely his best look for sure.
Yeah, he looked
I think the only thing was
alone.
maybe a little bit of like the only thing that didn't look good was his stomach,
Yeah.
like a bit of distension. I think that would just be from eating up into the show, like to try and
When
be fuller.
when I was at Olympia and I saw him at Iron Religion Gym, like in person, I was like, that guy's fucking thick.
Yeah, yeah.
He
I
looks
don't
he
think
looks
people
so
realize.
dense.
I wouldn't even have been upset if he beat what's his
Sass.
name? Sass.
He
Yeah,
he was actually ahead on some of the judges' scorecards from what
yeah, yeah. Because prejudging was
Paul was
close and then
saying.
finals was. Yeah,
Yeah, because Paul, because I was listening to Bro Chat, and Paul said that like there were a couple of judges that had him beating Sass at prejudging, and then Sass came in a little bit harder, and then
yeah,
ended up getting like straight first in the night show.
Actually, that's what we got to mention as well. Like, yeah, hope Fuad's all right.
yeah. God, fucking
I
motorbike.
messaged, I actually messaged Paul, and I asked how everything was going, and he said it's like he's in the best spot that he can be, and I was like, oh, maybe you guys should even look at setting up a like a GoFundMe or something because I know obviously with how I don't know how it is in Canada with like the healthcare system, but
Mm.
Yeah,
I know
I
that
don't think
like
it's
the
the same
bills
as
are
America.
Nah,
fucking
they got free.
insane.
They got pretty good healthcare.
Okay,
Nah, America's worse. Nah,
Mm,
Canada's free. It's pretty much like
yeah,
here. I think it's a bit better than here.
but like,
Hmm.
how bad is it?
I
Fuck.
don't know. Well, they're not releasing anything about it, so I'm guessing like he might even. Who knows? We might even be in a coma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who knows,
I
man?
think it's
So,
bad enough to say like when they released it to say that like um he's getting the best possible care. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
So it's not like a oh he's just had like a couple of scrapes. It's like it's serious enough
yeah.
to say that like
It's mm,
yeah. And
it's
it's
not like
pretty
he's laid
sad
up with
actually
a
too because I saw on Ian's page like he'd
Yeah.
posted like the day before like them like all like I think it was a group of 5 or 6 of them out on a ride.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
I'll
it's
never
crazy.
own. I'll
Yeah.
never own a bike.
It's not
Never.
like he's bloody just laid up with a broken leg or something. Yeah, it must be pretty
Yeah.
serious.
And when
If
you
he was,
listen to
if he was
like
a
how
broken
Fuad likes
leg,
to ride bikes as well, it's like he likes to go
Yeah,
fast. So
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
If it was a broken leg, he'd be doing fucking stories with his broken leg, eating packets of chips or something, and laughing
Yeah.
about it.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, we would have had a bro chat out last night.
Yeah.
So I
It's
said to
fucking
Cam, I was like, damn, I'm like, I hope Fuad's all right.
yeah.
But we're not gonna get bro chats for a little while. So
Because he's doing
mm,
so much for the sport as well.
yeah,
yeah,
he's probably the face of bodybuilding when it comes to like actually being able to promote it and like he's had probably one of the biggest if not the biggest impacts in like the last I'd say like 10 15 years like bringing forward like obviously he has his own show with the whole black backdrop and now they're really pushing for that and even I think Tyler who is it Dan Solomon who owns the
mm.
Yeah.
Dan Solomon was even talking about
Well,
trying
he's
to
like the
implement it as
president
well.
or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, which is, that'd be sick if like, at the Olympia they're able to have like a full black backdrop, kind of like they used to at so the Night of Champions they
Night
used
of
to do.
Champions. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah, those are the best photos too.
Yeah. And
Fucking
just
wild.
like bro chat and like like you were saying when was it Samson was over in Japan? No, McKim was over in Japan, and they're like, oh, they love bro chat over there.
Yeah, that was
yeah,
really
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, it's worldwide, and like
Mm.
who doesn't love like you know the with the podcast too. It's like they're tackling actual issues and everything that's going on in
Mm.
bodybuilding as well. It's not just like when they're talking about other bodybuilders as well, it's not like it's a name and shame and they're like, oh, he looks terrible. Like, it's like, this guy doesn't look the best, but, if he can work on this and this, like, it's more
Mm.
so very like, what would you say, counter.
Well,
Uh,
Just constructive criticism.
it's
yeah,
constructive rather than just
yeah,
bashing
exactly.
people
Where
like
you
the
have a lot of the other
like the guys
podcasts
from
where they're just
the
like, this
nineties
guy
did.
looks shit. This guy should
Yeah,
retire. This guy's
yeah,
guts growing out. It's like,
yeah,
what does that do for the sport? Nothing.
yeah. Like they all bash Nick Walker, but like, what do you want the guy to do?
Mm.
Yeah.
He's doing the best he can. What do you want him? You want him to quit? Is that
Yeah.
what you
He's
want?
doing
Like
the best he
why?
can with what he's
Like
given. You know
what do
what I
you want
mean?
to bash him for? Yeah,
Yeah. I would
No,
have
it's
loved
like,
if he ended up winning that. What was it?
Pittsburgh.
And then fucking what's his
Bob
name?
had to fucking give
Bob
him
had
hell or
to
something.
announce
Yeah.
him winning the show. I would have loved that.
Mm.
yeah, it's like what did I see the other day? Someone bagged someone. Oh, I can't remember who it was. It was on the other
They rip on
Cuba
Derek too.
and Cuba as well. Cuba was saying like on the podcast with Dusty and Scott is saying like, oh yeah, I'm never gonna be like Mr. Olympia. He's like, and everyone's like, what? they tell people to quit. Like what they're gonna tell everyone to quit, they can't win. Then there'll be no bodybuilders left.
Yeah.
They tell people like that on media, oh, you should quit bodybuilding, what just because you're never going to win.
Mm.
Not everyone competes to win. Like they know they're trying to get like some people compete trying to get a top 5, trying to get a top 10. Like that's good for them.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like that story with like Ronnie Coleman too that he tells when he when I think it was the Night of Champions and Lee Priest beat him and he went backstage and he was talking to his missus and he's like, I think I'm gonna give bodybuilding up. Like I've had enough of this. He's like, if I can't beat this guy, and then the next year I think that was 96, and then the next year he came out, I think he got like a top 6 or 7, and then fucking all she wrote after that, eight in a row.
Yeah, Lee Priest is he hates the most.
Yeah, but you look at photos of Lee Priest back then, and even like Jay Cutler says, like the most impressive bodybuilder I've ever seen in person was Lee Priest at Golds when he was like 21, 22 years old. He's like, couldn't believe like a human that size had that much muscle on him. He's like, it looked like it was hard for him to walk. He had that much muscle on him.
His career, he peaked so early. Like, how often do you see someone with that muscle at like between 19 and 21?
Oh, I still think Lee Priest at 19 would beat anyone in Australia right now.
Yeah.
He'd still be at 19. He'd still be the best bodybuilder in Australia.
Because didn't he win his first pro card at 17 and they wouldn't give it to him because he was too young?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
That's like when you say it's like, oh, this is the new IFBB youngest pro card winner. He's like 20 years old. I'm like, Lee Priest is the youngest.
Yeah.
Even though he's not the youngest, he's the youngest. Everyone knows him too. So
he's also probably one of the most successful bodybuilders to come out of Australia.
Yeah, for sure. And then Josh Donato.
Yeah, then Josh.
Yeah. Sonny Schmidt as well.
Oh yeah.
And then who else was there? There was another he used to be on Max's Muscle TV.
Oh, Luke Shembry.
I think it was another Luke, not Shembry, but I know Luke Shembry. There was a
Luke Timms.
Yeah, it could be Luke Timms.
Yeah, I'm not
I know
sure
that there was another guy who was
went overseas.
He actually competed against Ronnie and they were saying that like this guy's got a big future. And then I think he ended up having issues with his kidneys or fucking something like that.
Nick Jones.
Yeah, Nick Jones. Is Nick Jones the owner of Gentech? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I don't remember too many of the old like those back in the day Australian bodybuilders. I only kind of got into it when in like mid 2000s. Well, no, 2000s, like around that Phil Heath, Kai Green era.
Yeah, I never saw the old eras. I got into it, you reckon, when even after Ronnie and Jay?
Yeah, it would have been around 2012 for me.
Yeah, I'm a bit of like an encyclopedia when it comes to bodybuilding. I could probably name every Olympia winner from the start to now. Like I love bodybuilding. So
who you reckon is like the GOAT bodybuilder best of all time?
Well, it's like when you look at it, it's obviously Ronnie, like coming up in that era and everything as well. And then, next to Ronnie, I think you could argue like it'd be like Phil, and then I'd probably have Dory in there. Like even though like Lee Haney's won 8, I think in Lee Haney's era there wasn't that many great, like, don't get me wrong, there were great bodybuilders, but there were no like standouts.
Yeah, it's kind of it's shit how they try and like compare them because it's different times.
Yeah, exactly.
Different era, different technology, different way of dieting, different, like you can't compare them.
Yeah.
I hate eras. Like when people compare like, Michael Jordan, Kobe and like LeBron and that, I'm like, they're all different.
Yeah, exactly. They were the best in their era. Do you know what I mean?
Like Jordan is basically like Arnold. Like even if someone gets better than him stats wise, like he changed the game. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like people bodybuilding on the map. Nobody's even going to deny that he's like he get killed now against open bodybuilders, but he's still one of the best that ever did it because of what he changed things.
I still think as of late, Phil is still the one who was like, wow.
Yeah.
I don't get that from anyone at the moment.
Yeah.
Phil I think if you were to get Samson to come in like that into like Phil's level of conditioning, that would be like the wow. But until he's like able to come in like that hard and dry, it's like, Derek looks great, Hardy looks great, like all those guys look good, but they don't have that kind of like holy fuck, like
Mm.
Yeah.
the next one that'd be close would be like a Keon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Keon. Yeah,
Like,
definitely Keon.
especially like you see Keon walk on stage and then he just goes up into that front double bicep and everything just
Yeah, his
opens up and
check-ins
you're like, holy
recently are
fuck.
looking like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely think like if he was to even compete in the opens this year, he'd be like in that top five, top four
Mm.
Yeah, I agree.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, nobody to me is like a dominant in the open bodybuilding. Nobody's like a Ronnie or a Phil. Phil just had those insertions where you're like, you can't beat that. No matter what you do, you're not beating that. It's just genetically put together so well.
Yeah. Which is funny because like they used to give him shit because like he's not the widest across his like
Yeah,
leg
it
box.
was
Yeah,
And then he's like,
narrow.
oh, watch me add these fucking cannonball belts and
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, okay, cool. I'll
Yeah.
just fucking build shoulders big enough to make me look wide.
20,
It's just
24-inch arms.
yeah, man. I still
I
think
don't
like
think like
his glute hamstring tie-in is like still like you could stack that up next to Ronnie like in
mm,
'98. You know what I mean? Like
mm.
that his lower body and the only reason that he lost that last one against Sean would have just been due to like the hernia
It was
surgery that he had.
stomach control. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't think Ronnie even had the roundness and the fullness that he did. I think
Yeah,
Ronnie was bigger, but I don't think he had like that same like blown up look.
yeah. And it's wild seeing like old photos of like Phil like in just doing like some of his first shows, and you look at him and you're just like, how does his muscle just look like that?
Mm.
Like it's like there's not a like there's no separation between like the skin and the muscle. Like it's just so thin and
Yeah, it's
hard
just
and
tight.
dry.
Yeah,
Yeah. And like that video there, he's probably natural. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like he's
yeah.
That's
Well, he
it.
was jacked playing basketball.
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a picture of him somewhere when he met Jay Cutler when he was younger. He's already like fucking huge.
Mm.
Yeah,
Like,
see
look there,
it's like
he's like
just
fucking.
Was this their
just
first year he won, or was this
I think that's is that
Did Jay
2011?
win this one?
That looks like 2011. I think this was like the passing of the torch.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's wild, man.
yeah. That's not.
Jay was nuts himself.
Mm. It's pretty cool, like going back and having a look at like the
Where's it?
videos and the photos of like Jay when he's 18 or 19 years old. And he's like, I've been lifting for 18 months and he already looks better than 99% of the guys in the gym that have been lifting for like 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see there like how he's got narrow clavicles,
Yeah,
his chest is
yeah.
small. Yeah, but those arms are nuts.
Mm.
Oh, I love the beef with him and Kai as well. That was good.
Yeah. I saw one of the podcasts. I think it was when he was on Jay's podcast. And he said he was talking to Kai about like him and Kai were going back and forth. And Kai was like, oh, I might do the Masters Olympia. And he's like, if you do the Masters Olympia, I'll help you prep for it and I'll coach you for it.
Yeah, I remember
Could
that.
be
It was
pretty
funny.
cool.
Yeah, here you go. Like
Yeah.
this most class most basketball. Oh, I want to see the picture.
Yeah.
That picture here, like that's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't tell he's got narrow
Mm.
clavicles with those fucking shoulders.
Yeah. But Ryan,
Yes, sir.
tell us about your prep. What's happening? What's going on?
Oh, my prep. Well, I think we're just inside 12 weeks out now. And yeah, prep's been really, really good. I'm obviously been training with you a fair bit. We're on the
Yeah.
exact same split and everything. So yeah, prep's been good. Dean's with check-ins this week. Dean's just given us 3 high days back to back. So
Yep.
yeah, low days, or I guess you could say training days, are like 220 protein, 400 carb, 59 fat, and then he's just bumped carbs up to 550.
Yep.
And output's still super low, 8 to 10,000 steps. It hasn't changed from this. I've got to update these videos. I'm fucking behind on these, but
How
yeah,
tall are you?
just under 5'6". I think it's like 167, 168 centimeters.
So you can do if you go pro, you're doing 212.
Yeah, well, that'd be the aim because with the last check-ins that popped up, I gave to Dean. Dean was like, "We'll probably like we'll scrape you into the under 90s,"
Mm.
Yeah, yeah,
which is pretty good. Seeing like the last prep that we did was back in 2023, and at nationals I did the under 90s. I competed there at 83, and then not nationals, sorry, Queensland, and then 3 weeks after we did the nationals, and he sucked me down to the under 80s.
Yeah.
And weighed in at like 78.9. So yeah, Dean reckons will be about like 6 to 8 kilos up from there, which would be really really good. And
yeah, which
just
is solid.
honestly,
That's like it's funny because that really just lines up with like 3 to 4 kilos a year, which is
Yeah.
10 pounds, which
yeah,
is like pretty like standard like rate of gain. Like
yeah.
people think they can put on like 10 kilos in a year or something, or 20 pounds in a year.
I'll I'll shoot you. I'll put these together. Um, I'll shoot them over to your inbox now. These are the one. These are to not today. These are yesterday. We'll shoot them all over. You can have a look.
Yeah, you look good yesterday. So yeah, like the weight we're looking at here is 105. What are you like 95 now?
I was 90, 96.
Hmm.
90, yeah, 96 flat.
Yeah.
Not flat, but yeah, 96 on Saturday. Weight this morning, well, Friday. Weight was the same again today. So
Yeah.
yeah, honestly, like it's been such an easy prep so far with like no stress, no just like there's been like it's hard to explain. It's just been such a really comfortable prep where we haven't had to make any like we literally haven't made any changes with food or output from 18 weeks out till now. So it's six
Yeah.
weeks.
I think mine stayed the same too for quite a long time. I think my first
Mm.
adjustment stayed the
Mhm.
same for like I think 8 weeks or 9 weeks, and then
Yeah,
he made that one small adjustment, and then it's been the same since.
yeah, because like we're still not using any like lipolytics. Like there's no clan, no T3, no T4.
Yeah,
We just like at the moment it's like 300 test and 700 primo. So
Really getting not nice and tight now.
yeah, come in
yeah,
heaps, man.
it's all yeah. I find like with me and where I hold my body fat, it's usually just through more my midsection and like lower back.
Yeah.
And it started to come off nicely. So
Yeah,
even like my weight now compared to this time last prep, I am 9 kilos up. I was about 87 this time last prep.
yeah,
And he's still like we just need to make some posing adjustments on the back shots and everything, but more so like I found that it's more of like a mobility issue with my thoracic and everything, but
Yeah.
it's getting there slowly. So he'll obviously drill me through a lot of posing and everything when we're over in the States and he can see me in person
yeah.
and tweak
I
everything
think
up.
you can. I think you're probably putting your foot back too far on the rear shots.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
his feedback there. So
Oh,
You only
really?
have like
Okay, yeah,
back toes level front heel.
yeah.
mm,
And you'll be like you'll be square. It looks like you're a bit like twisted up.
yeah, I find like
Yeah,
my front like my lead leg, I don't turn it out enough, so it looks way too narrow as
Yeah.
well.
yeah,
So I need to
yeah,
like create more external rotation through that foot in the front.
yeah.
Yeah, and that front leg and that knee, twist that out a bit more, make it look more X.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, man, looking good.
But that's good. I like your vacuum in that one too. That looks really good.
yeah. That's
Solid.
actually Aaron gave me some cool tips with like the abs and thigh poses, like what to do with like your hands and everything.
Yeah,
So like creating like fists behind the back of your head, then like flaring elbows forward, and then using your head to kind of tilt back into your hands to create more tension and to like
Mm.
yeah.
create more lat
Lat flare.
activation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's been really good. But yeah, yeah.
So you doing season C?
Yeah, I'll be doing season C. So I even like mentioned to Dean that if it was a possibility and we're in a good spot, like maybe jump into. He said that there's a NPC show in Texas,
Yeah,
and I think that would be me. I'd be roughly about six
7 weeks
weeks out,
out.
six,
Seven.
7 weeks out. So,
Yeah.
and then like I think it'd be good.
What
Like obviously,
What
if
was his
Dean's down
thoughts
as
on that?
well,
What was his thoughts on that?
I think he was saying that like you have to do a show within like your country
Yeah,
Yeah, I
first,
think
to be
yeah,
able
state
to.
yeah,
show.
yeah, yeah.
So maybe he's like
Man,
maybe message Tony and see if like Tony can like help out there, but it is what it is.
yeah,
If I can't, I can't. But if I can, it'd be a cool experience. So
yeah. Because last year Tash had to do a show here before she went and did a show overseas.
yeah, I might just jump
Yeah,
into I
Natty.
think the Natty shows are coming up.
Yeah, just do
I'll just
that.
register. I'll just register for the Natty show and then I'll just step on stage.
Yeah.
The natty shows are a waste of time.
Yeah. Did you see do you follow Brandon Kempter?
Who's that?
The
He's
Natty
I'd
freak.
say he's like Australia's best natural bodybuilder.
What's his name?
Brandon
You'll know who he is
Kempter.
when you look him up.
I sent Cam his last check-in like last night,
Yeah,
and it's
he's
fucking
skins.
wild, man.
Which Brandon is it?
Type in Kempter with a K.
Kemp.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got to go on his profile, bro.
Yeah, can I get to it
you're
from
in
there?
you're in your
Because you're
messages.
searching in, you're searching in messages.
Oh yeah. I'll search you.
Need some more caffeine.
Yeah. I've
Let's
just
call
done
myself.
legs.
Oh man, trying to do anything on the computer after legs.
I make.
My hamstrings are getting sore just sitting on the seat.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think it's the one. Yeah, that one
Yeah, the
there.
one on the
Yeah,
left there.
This one here.
Yeah,
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 bruh.
fucking.
right.
Skinned.
Yeah, he's the leanest person I've ever seen in person.
Yeah, his skin's
Like,
like translucent.
oh
Mm.
man, it's yeah. You
Yeah.
can see his organs. He's that lean. You can see the blood. You can see the blood pumping through his veins. You're like,
See, with natties, you always get that rear delt drop off.
Yeah, you
yeah,
don't have that.
They never get the
that
full cut.
thinness. It's that thinness through the back. It's
Yeah,
yeah. But man, his fucking legs are,
he's doing fucking good.
Oh, bro.
and that's him like 3 weeks out still too. So
So if you're listening, Brandon, jump on about 500 mega test. Get back to us.
I reckon he could jump in. Well, I think he's doing. Is he doing IFBB?
he might be if because I know that it's the natty
Natural
shows
one?
they're
Yeah,
about 3 weeks, so there's a good chance he's
yeah,
probably going to come over
yeah,
and do it.
yeah. He'll look wild. I think he would look wild. I think he would smoke a lot of people, even in the untested one.
Yeah.
Like if he
I
jumped
think
in
it,
season C, he would smoke a lot of guys.
man, if you were to put him in season C and put him like in like he'd obviously probably make his weight cap in classic. He would
Yeah,
most likely get his pro card.
I reckon.
Yeah,
Is that picture old of him that lean there? Is
that
that
one
old?
up the top, that top middle's an old one, but that's like
Mm.
I think that was before he did the universe or something like that.
Yeah, that was last season.
Hmm.
So how old is this?
That's
Like this
that's
2 days
like
ago.
he uploaded that today or yesterday.
Oh. See, like how much bigger does he look like here in the off season?
Hmm. And he's strong too.
He's a big dude.
Is he tall?
Like that. If he'd walk on stage like that, he could walk on stage like that.
Yeah, that's like yeah, 11 weeks out.
Yeah.
I just want to see him jump on now, see how much he blows up.
Oh, he
Yeah.
would look like a freak, man.
Because how old would Brandon be? He'd be in his mid-30s.
Yeah, I'd say early mid-30s.
Mm.
Oh, I can do it across here. Why is this training?
Yeah. He fucking trains hard, man. I've seen him train and like I've seen him rip fucking some like solid weight off the floor, like doing deadlifts and everything as well. Like
Yeah.
he loves it. I've heard some really cool training stories about him too.
Good on him. I just
I
feel
think
like
my mate Mikey, him, I think it was him, Adam Dowling and Aaron Pilates were like they were having a session at one of the EMFs, and they had like the weight, they had the leg press like stacked up, and he was like off training chest or something, and he's walked over and he's like, "This looks like fun. Do you mind if I jump in?" And he just went in, just jumped in for
Mm,
one set, smashed it out, and
yeah,
then he fucked
yeah.
off and went back to train chest. I was like, "That's pretty cool."
Mm.
I'm too broken for that now. But I need to have this set up. I need to do this many warm ups. I'm
Mm.
too old to fucking.
Yeah, the older you get, the harder it gets.
I need to give a shout out to Matty as well because he's getting ready for a show. He was meant to
Yeah,
be on.
he's like
I
I
think he must
saw
have.
he was under the wake up or something already,
Yeah,
so he looks skinned at the
yeah.
moment. So.
Mm.
He was meant to jump on today, but I think he's running late from a photo shoot. But yeah, and he's got a YouTube channel now as well, so everyone jump on that.
Yeah. He
He's
he looks like he's ready, so which is
yeah.
good. Like 6 weeks or yeah, 6 weeks out.
So where's his most recent? Where you can
What
see it.
show's Matt doing?
He's doing Tampa as well.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
At
like he's
Texas.
lean.
yeah, he's ready to roll.
He's ready.
Wow.
Man, I wish I looked good in my classic cap.
You'd have to chop off.
Me trying
You'd
to
have to chop
keep,
off some limbs to get there.
yeah, 84 kilos.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
No way.
yeah. 171 centimeters.
Yeah.
My amateur weight cap's at 84.6.
What did you make last year? Under 100 day.
I checked in at 102.8.
Yeah.
So I'd have to lose like 15, 16 kilos. Yeah, it sucks.
Mm.
And then,
Well, like Ethan's on this weekend,
Yeah,
and
that's
like
right. He's doing
I'm
big one.
pretty sure he had to lose like he looked lean and he had still have to lose like 10 kilos or something.
fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we
Remember?
saw him in Melbourne, he was I think he was 7 weeks out and he was 6 kilos above his weight cut.
Yeah.
And he already looked like ready.
Yeah.
Sam's looking good as well.
Yeah, he is.
When
Is
is
it
he?
next? He's next weekend, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So he'd
Is
be
he
flying.
one
He'd be
one week
flying
out
out.
now?
yeah, I think so. What did he post the other day? His stories. He can't go back. The other day, oh, he had a full body one before, all his legs as well.
Yeah, so it's definitely 1 week out.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
next weekend, I think he flies out.
Yeah. How exciting is this Dubai show?
Oh, I know.
I
Yeah,
think I'm gonna get the live stream, I think.
I think so too.
We'll give Ethan the shout out as well.
Mm. Who do you think's gonna win? Oh, who do you think's gonna come second in the in the Dubai show?
I think
Ethan's looking good.
I think Nathan, to be honest.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think Nathan will pip Antonio.
Listen
Yeah.
to that.
I saw the updates of what's his name? Nexzilla.
Yeah.
And like he looks great in the mirror and everything, but I like again, you don't know what that's going to transition to on stage. But like
Yeah.
Nathan's latest
Yeah.
updates, it's the hardest and the driest I've probably
Yeah.
ever seen him.
It's definitely the leanest I've seen him, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, with the skin
Um,
texture and everything too.
yeah.
Like,
I don't think he does himself any favors with his posing.
Nah.
Like some of his posing looked really awkward. Yeah, especially it was a side tricep.
yeah,
And the way he stands with his back poses, like he's like from the back, he stands with his legs too far apart and like creates like a huge gap in between his legs. Like I just don't think he does himself any favors.
yeah.
But he looks
He won't
mental
get
here.
into the US anyway.
He looks mental here.
Yeah.
He does.
Like even like he just looks like he's psychotic.
Mm.
Yeah, what he said he runs train year round.
Yeah, yeah. Where are those photos that got put up? Not there. It was
The ones that you sent us,
yeah, the check-in ones.
maybe go
Like
to
it was
his
4 rounds.
maybe have a look at his
Tag.
tag photos.
That's just the one picture.
Just scroll across.
On them. Because I think it
It
was
might be
like
those ones. Yeah, I think it's those ones.
Bodybuilders Without Borders.
Yeah, maybe yeah, go on that page. Yeah.
On this page.
No,
I think
bodybuilding
it
without
was either
borders. Yeah.
Bodybuilders Without Borders or Suelos. Suelos,
I
eh?
don't know.
See,
Oh,
Austin.
the 212 guy looks crazy.
Yeah.
I forgot bloody
I think he's gonna win.
I forgot photos doing it as well.
Yeah.
Those ones just there.
Oh yeah, yeah. These ones, like,
Mm.
I think if you scroll, yeah, if you're across,
He's got such a
I don't
long
know. Just
torso.
I just don't like see how he's got a gap in between his legs because of the way he stands.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to have your leg that far out. Like I think it just looks weird.
I think too he does himself a disjustice in the front shots of like his shoulders are way too up high. Do you know what I mean? Even
Yeah.
in his front double, it's like this instead of like
Mm.
dropping down through the shoulders.
He looks like he needs
And
to
like
fix his
take
hamstring drop there.
it looks like he needs to take a shit. Like he's got a stomach full of food.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is probably like during his carb up.
Yeah, it'd have to be because look at his stomach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in the front shots, like when his midsection looks good.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's definitely the best I've seen him.
Mm. I love his heavy accent. I'm from Liverpool.
yeah,
Yeah, he's rough as guts.
Yeah, I want to go to that gym one day. That'd be cool to go train
Yeah.
there.
yeah.
Hey, this is
Most food looks
there's the
really
winner.
good.
There's the winner.
Yeah, he's the winner for sure. Yeah, I don't think it's even going to be a contest.
Right. If he was able to get in for the Olympia, where would you see him falling?
I think he would beat Samson,
Hmm.
you reckon?
100%.
I'm pretty sure he has beaten Samson like in a previous show as well. Like
Yeah,
obviously not when Samson like has obviously done what he's done now.
This kid's going to
this
win the
guy.
212.
Yeah.
He's going to win the 212,
Yeah.
and he's like 22 years old.
Wow.
He's like just scraping in to make 96 kilos too, and he's 22.
Look at those legs.
Fucking nuts.
Yeah, photo
But
looks good too.
I've seen Mo Fuda
Yeah.
in Tampa last year, like in the gym at my 40. He like was like probably one of the roundest people I've seen in person.
Mm. He looks fantastic.
Yeah, he looks sick. It's cool that he's working with Patrick too. I didn't know that because he was a Stefan. He was a Stefan last year.
Yeah, wow. That's one thing that like you can guarantee with Patrick's guys is they just come in hard as nails.
Yeah,
Mm.
they're either going to be like hard or they're going to be over dieted. Like they're either going to be like bang on or they're going to be too flat.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, like if you're coming in for a show, would you rather come in too flat or would you come in,
Yeah, you'd
similar
rather
to
you'd
like,
rather be
with like
you'd rather
Regan, it's
err on
like,
the flat side.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd rather come in a bit flatter and like, possibly give up some fullness and a bit of size for
Yeah.
a little bit of extra detail.
Yeah, so you got Bonac doing it as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
Ali Edwards looks really good too.
I think it'll be really good between like Tonio and Bonac. I think Tonio would beat him.
Yeah.
I think Foda and Nathan would be a good battle.
So
Yeah.
so what's your top five? What's your top five at the moment?
Out of these guys,
Yeah, out of just for the show, you reckon what's the top
oh
five gonna be?
man, what's his name's going to win for sure. Beirut is
True.
going to win for
Yeah.
sure. I could see Mo Foda's back lets him down, but he's really strong in all the other poses. Um, I could see him like maybe Nathan in second, him in third, maybe flip flop them, and I think there'll be like a battle between Tonio and um, what's his name, William Bonac for third and fourth,
Yeah.
and
Well,
then
you got Ryan. Who you got Ryan?
The Ali Edward guy, he could shock everyone if he's peeled.
I'd have Baruz first.
Yeah.
And I think Nathan will just like I think he'll outsize Antonio a little bit too much. And I think like he's quite wide as well, like Nathan through his like shoulders. And I know Antonio's like not structurally the biggest guy. So I reckon they'll give Nathan the nod there. And then I think it'll be a really good battle between like Bonac and him for like that third spot. But I can see Antonio getting third, then probably Bonac there, and then either Nexzilla or Foda getting that like fifth spot.
Yeah, I'm pretty much same as you.
Yeah, I think
Patrice,
Ali Edwards
Nathan,
looks really,
Antonio.
really good, but like he's still like, even though he looks fantastic now, he hasn't come into a show like looking like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like he get like he puts up these really great updates, but like it doesn't transition to the look on the stage. Because at the end of the day, like if you take into consideration like where he's doing his check-ins and his photos, it's just in that like that perfect down lighting where everything
yeah, the
looks,
perfect setup.
you know what I mean? It's like
yeah.
post workout popping
Goon
out.
lighting.
Yeah, exactly. So whereas like all the photos you see from Baruz, like whether it's in his lounge room doing his like check-ins or he's in front, you're like, this guy's fucking hard as nails. Like he's on.
Yeah,
So and then
Yeah, I think Rubiel will
he's
end up in like sixth.
yeah,
yeah,
Rubiel's a wild card. If he comes in just as lean as Baruz, he'd fucking win the whole show.
yeah. Keyword there being if.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Because it's
His
not the
legs look
prettiest. It's
so.
not the prettiest physique, but it's just that it's hard to deny a physique with that much muscle and
It's
like
so blown up, but it just lacks a lot of detail.
yeah,
yeah, like his side chest and his side tricep are absolutely fucking.
He needs to come in
otherworldly.
like he needs
He
to
needs
come
to
in
come in
flat.
flat,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
flat, flat and fucking peeled and over dieted. He's probably never been over dieted in his life, so he wouldn't know what that fucking feels like. Do you know what I
No,
mean?
no.
Nobody.
Um,
The condition
he's
is
getting.
most people are starting to get better condition now.
Yeah, I do think there's like a difference like in the pros though, like as in like amateurs. I think just need to get peeled.
Mm.
Yeah,
Whereas I think in the pros is a bit like you don't exactly get rewarded for just being skinned.
no, no.
Like you need
Amateurs is
you need
always a
you need
conditioning
you
game.
need to be full. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you'd err on saying like amateurs, it's a condition show, and then pro
mm,
Yeah.
shows, it's a muscle. It's a muscle.
Because I know
yeah,
Steve Weinberger favors like big guys.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and shapely
Yeah.
guys as well. That's why like
Yeah. And I think Tyler's a bit
Tyler
more
loves
like
Martin.
shape, condition, and size, but I know Steve airs more on like size.
Yeah, more of that
Yeah.
muscularity.
Yeah. Which is it
Um,
is bodybuilding. So
yeah.
mm.
mm.
Who do you reckon? Who do you have as your like top six this year at the Olympia? And this is like airing that Baruz and Hardy can get into the States because I know that obviously with everything that's going on, like visas are hard to get.
It'd be um Hardy, Samson, Derek, Belarus, Nick, and
Jack
probably
and Jack.
Martin.
Mm.
I don't think Andrew can beat Martin.
I reckon he can. I reckon Nick will beat Patrice as well.
Nick will beat Belarus.
Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't in order. That's just what I think
Oh,
the. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Have you seen what Nick looks like at the moment?
Yeah, he looks crazy.
mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
he looks wild. He shaved his head and everything.
There's
You know
so
what I
much
mean?
Yeah.
muscle on that
Full
frame.
skinhead.
Yeah,
Um, I think who I think is going to win. I think Hardy's going to win.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
that's
I
I
what
think
like
I
to see
like.
if Samson doesn't turn up like inside out,
Right. Yeah.
proper condition this time, like he's
Hardy
Yeah,
right.
Hardy brings the
He's done.
dryness
He's
of the
done.
desert with him.
Like if he's not pissed off that he lost the fucking 500K
Arnold's.
at the
Yeah.
yeah,
Arnold's because he couldn't get lean, like surely if that's not motivation for you to get fucking peeled this time, like
yeah.
I don't think he's got it.
Yeah. I'd like to see Hardy because
Imagine that,
he
like he
comes in
cost
dry. He
himself,
looks nuts.
like
Mm.
pretty much cost himself 500 grand
Yeah.
because he
Yeah.
didn't get lean. Because he didn't get lean.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, I'd say Hardy. Hardy, I like better than Derek.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think Hardy. Yeah, yeah,
I think I
I'm not
think
a fan of
I
Derek's
think
physique.
Hardy's physique in general just looks, for me, it just looks nicer.
Yeah.
mm,
Like Hardy displays a lot more thickness and density in that physique. Even though like obviously Derek looks great, it's a little bit more shapely. It still looks a bit thin through like a
yeah.
lot of his shots, especially like his front shots.
Mm. I think the best physique on stage since Phil was last year's um like Hardy when he won the Arnold.
when he won the Arnold. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, yeah,
They even I heard a lot of people saying that too. They're like, that's the
yeah,
best physique in like the last 5, 10 years that they've seen on the stage.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to see him win it back. Then
Mm.
I'd probably go Samson second over Derek.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm just not crash hot on Samson.
Mm.
I'd
Sorry.
like to see Nick get second.
Samson's too busy buying like his new McLarens and all
McLaren.
that.
Mm.
He's
I'd
living
love
life. He's living the high life now.
I'd like to see Nick beat Samson.
I'd love to see a pose down 1 and 2, Hardy and Nick on stage.
Yeah,
That'd be sick because Nick
Mm.
would love that.
yeah,
Yeah.
you would. They'd compare pretty well as like, do you know what I mean too?
Nick will be doing the fucking most
Yeah.
muscular when he gets into it.
Yeah,
How do you just walk out on stage, just fucking
yeah,
just go
yeah.
straight in? I love when you go on a Hardy's page and you look at some of his training videos and then you translate it. They're fucking
Yeah,
like,
his translations are hilarious.
right.
Yeah.
It's so
Hard like
good.
stone.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, only the warrior will make it to the end. And like really kind of
Yeah,
stoic stuff. I'm like, this
yeah,
guy's a
yeah,
bad motherfucker.
yeah.
It's probably not even him. It's probably his media team.
Yeah, most
Mm.
likely. He probably doesn't even know how to use a mobile phone, the poor bastard.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't give a fuck.
Well,
His country would pay him a shitload.
he'd be pretty rich in Iran, wouldn't he?
Oh yeah. He'd be what do they call him, the Persian Prince.
Hmm.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure he's got like statues and everything over there of him as well.
Yeah. We even
It'd be cool if it'd be really cool like if I know it will never be a thing, but like if people in Australia and like, appreciated like bodybuilding and everything like they do over in those countries, like, you see Hardy get off a plane and there's thousands of people there to greet him after he's like, he might not even won the Olympics, come second, and like there's thousands of people there to like congratulate him and just see him.
That's because
Can you imagine like an Australian do it? Like imagine like one of let's say Cam in the next couple of years goes to 212 Olympia and he wins the Olympia. How many people are going to be at the airport?
yeah.
He'd come back.
No, I'll
Yeah.
be there.
Oh.
I'll be fucking right there.
Come back home, and it would be
Keon goes to open.
back to normal life.
Keon goes to open and Cam wins 3 in a row, 212.
Yeah, I can say it happening.
Yeah. And the state, they waste enough taxpayer money. They might as well give Cam $1 million a year.
Why not?
All they have to do is the politicians don't buy a new piece of furniture every year because they probably
Yeah.
spend $100,000 on a desk.
Most likely.
I'll be back in sec. So talk.
Right.
I'm
Where are you at with your prep, big boy?
in a push phase at the moment,
Okay,
trying to hit a new body weight, but I'm struggling.
I'm struggling. It's probably that lack of sleep.
It's like I hit 125 kilo and my body hates it,
Yeah.
but I'm getting there.
Where are you
Appetite's
saying?
not
Are you
too
at 125 now?
Yeah, 125. I hover between 125 and like 125.6.
Hmm. And what's your food at the moment?
I try to eat 6,000.
Okay, try.
Yeah, I try. I just hate food, man. Nothing tastes good anymore. I don't enjoy it. And
Mm.
I feel like when I don't like want to eat the food I'm eating, you don't develop the saliva. It doesn't digest the same.
Yeah, it's like your body's just giving signs that it's not ready for food because it's already like it's at its peak. Do you know what I mean? It's like obviously that's when you have to start implementing other things like some insulin and little bits and pieces like that as well. But then it's like how high, how much do I use? Blah 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 blah.
I'm probably going up to 20 Atlantis next week.
Okay, and what do you have it at now? Like 12, 15?
15.
Yeah.
And I'll probably go up to 8, 9 rapid pre and post.
Yeah. What with your meal structure as well? Like, are you doing like how many solid meals are you doing? Are you doing shakes, intras, like anything like that?
I try to do all solid meals.
Okay.
Even if I have a shake, sometimes it's always solid carbs.
Yeah, for sure.
But sometimes I
think
can't get the meat down. I'm like, I'll have a protein shake. Normally at night, it's protein shake.
Yeah, when you're consuming your whole meals, are you using like any type of juices or things like that to help get it down?
No, I just have a bit of water. I have whole
Yeah.
fruit.
Yeah, well, that's what I'd be doing something as well. Like that'd be a really good way of implementing some like easy digesting carbs, and also like, it's also going to be a little bit more micronutrients dense. Is like, say for instance, like each one of your meals is 150 gram of carb, 70 gram of
Yeah.
protein and 15 gram of fat, something like that. You chuck in 300 to 500 mil of like, fresh orange juice or like apple juice or something like that.
Dried
There's an
fruits.
extra,
Well,
yeah,
drink.
there's an
Actually,
extra 30, 50 grams of carbs there. You do that
I,
with 5 meals. There's an extra 1,000
yeah, I
calories.
do drink Ribena between
Yeah.
meals. I've been drinking Ribena.
Nah, I love dried fruit with my meals.
Yeah, dry
Yeah.
fruits.
Like
Yeah,
cranberries, dates,
yeah,
apricots.
yeah,
I've been doing
yeah.
strawberry
Stop.
Nesquik as well.
Raisins.
Strawberry
Right.
Nesquik is killer.
You know what's really good, and I think it's super underrated, is like do you remember sausagen?
Yeah, sausage was good
Mm.
because it has that
I
malty taste.
I love using that like in a off-season setting too, because it actually has so many good like micronutrients, like
Yeah,
lots of magnesium and B12, B6, like vitamin C, fucking you name it. You have a couple of scoops of that like post-workout or like as a meal replacement.
yeah.
It's fantastic.
Well, last night before bed, I did like 80 grams of Nesquik with my last meal. And that's like 75 carb. I just did that with like a cup of milk, smash that down.
How much is in like a full tin of Nesquik? Would that
I
be
know
half a tin?
it's basically all sugar. It's
What is
basically,
it per hundred? How
yeah,
many
let me look.
carbs per hundred?
Thanks.
I'm gonna say it's at least
I,
78
I
grams of
think it'd
sugar.
be 70. Yeah, like 77. Yeah.
Guys, the bunny knows what he's doing.
Is there fats
Nesquik
in there,
bunny.
or is it fats or just sugar?
Nesquik bunny.
Yeah. What's the main ingredient? Is it dried milk powder and like
Ingredient one. You ready? Cane
sugar?
sugar. Multidextrin. Flavor and color. That's it.
Oh, really? So there's no
What's
actual
the
milk.
read the
No
nutrition?
fat, and the
Yeah,
carbs
okay.
are per 100, 99.4.
Fuck, dude.
Perfect.
Right.
It's pure
Perfect,
sugar.
mate. Straight sugar. I love it.
You might as well just put sugar on your food.
Mm.
I do. I'm
You
a
may as
Weet
well
Bix at
just
the moment. I put
you may
maple
as well
syrup.
just crack that tin and then just pour milk straight in.
Yeah. Basically, that's
Cancel.
what I do. Because what's in here?
It'd be what,
250
150?
grams. So, yeah, 240 carbs. One
Right.
meal. One meal.
Done. Done. Put that next to a steak and you sorted.
I'll do a video of me doing that. I'll do a whole can, all right? I'll show you the whole can on the video.
Oh,
I do 100 mils of maple syrup on my Weet Bix, like the real stuff.
Yeah.
wow.
I've got a little lazy Susan in the middle of my table.
Yeah.
Has all my
No wonder
condiments.
you're falling asleep in the bloody dozy. You're just
Yeah.
having that your sugar like your blood
Blood sugars
glucose
are all
is
over the place.
going through the roof, and then you're
Yeah.
having that crash. No wonder you're
Yeah.
falling
Well,
asleep.
but I have Weet Bix. My first meal is Weet Bix
Hmm.
with the sugar, so that's got fiber. And then I always have whole fruit with every meal, so that's a bit of fiber.
Hmm. It's not so much the fiber that's holding onto it. It's more just
It's the
like the
sugar.
the sugar.
Mm.
Yeah.
A couple of Weet-Bix ain't going to slow that down.
I just can't eat too much whole foods. Like when I get to like 8 Weet Bix, that's enough. After 8 Weet Bix, it's too much.
Fair enough.
Maybe don't eat Weetabix.
Yeah, but the oats, I was getting sick of oats.
And just do like rice flour.
Why don't you just do rice flour? Yeah.
It doesn't sit with me well. Anything over 100 grams of rice flour, I just like a brick in my stomach.
Yeah, but then you throw banana in there, you throw dates in there, you throw berries. Then you can make
I
150
just
grams
don't
of
like it.
carbs.
I'm not a fan of rice flour. I tried doing it a few times last prep on my high days, and I just don't like it.
Mm.
Do you like
I,
rice
lo-
in
I
general?
love it.
What I do instead is I've been eating, the canned rock cream of rice,
Mm.
Oh,
the
like rice
$1.70 Woolies
cream.
cans. I've been having
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
They're good because I can eat them
What?
cold at work. Sometimes I don't have a microwave. I'm just get my meals just in the ute. So I go to
Yeah.
my bag. I just walk
Yeah.
down, I'll eat it out of the tin, and then get back in my digger.
Well, I have
What's
cold cream rice anyway. It's way better.
mm. I
Just
do the
eat.
same.
Yeah. I can just take 2
Yeah.
cans to work, bang, eat them.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's your fat intake like for the day?
Bruh, don't
85.
even ask him. Don't even ask him.
85.
And the rest. And the butter.
No, I don't have
No.
butter anymore. No, it's about
I remember
85.
watching a
And all the
podcast where you were
and
going
all
into
the
the old
untracked fucking butter.
the old
85,
the
man.
Western Star, the old
It's
I
Western
80.
bet
Star
you,
stuff.
I bet you it's over 100.
It's not. It's 85.
Yeah,
Except for
you
the
think
days when I
you
have
think it's
Maccas.
85. Yeah,
Except
you
for the
think
days
it's
when I have
85.
Maccas.
Every second day.
No, about 3 times a week.
Yeah,
Bruh.
that's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Mm.
Would you
But
find if you
85.
had like, would you find that like, obviously with you getting this like 6,000 calories in, have you tried restructuring it at all to make it more viable and easier for you to get in? Obviously, like, you're working in the ute and everything like that. It's cool to take in, these cream of rice fucking tins and things like that. But like, have you sat down and be like, I'm gonna actually document what my digestion is like after each one of these meal, like how I'm actually feeling.
Yeah, that's what I
How,
do.
You
yeah,
run
okay.
into a lot of digestion issues, eh? Like or like appetite issues.
Yeah, I've always
Mm,
had that as a kid. I always get because of my reflux. What will happen with me is something will go down really good for a week, and then it won't. So then
mm.
I
Yeah,
need to change.
but
So I
maybe
need
it
to
doesn't go down because you had Macca's the day before,
nah, because when
and
things
then
are
your
going down well,
digestion's
I
all
don't.
fucked up the next day.
If things are
Mm,
going down well, I don't go get takeaway because things are going down well.
Yeah,
mm.
It's only if I'm like something's not, I'm like, man, it's not going down today. I'm 2 meals behind. I'm like, I need 2,000 calories. I'll go get Macca's. But I try to keep away from that because I don't really like eating Macca's. It's not
Mm.
that great. It's I'll try it, but then when I'm like, fuck, I'm so far behind my meals day, then I'll be like,
yeah.
fuck, I need it.
I
But no, I
still, I
try to
still think
try to
like,
eat what I want. That's why I try to go to the shops. I'm like, I look at it. I'm like, oh man, actually, that's actually sending me signals in the brain. I want to eat. I'll eat that. The other day,
I
Miss
like
made pancakes, and I was
I
actually
like that
making them.
rule where like 80% of your food needs to be like pretty fucking good,
Yeah,
and like 20% could be like the extra maple syrup you're adding, or
yeah,
like um whatever else you're doing, stuff that's not really the best.
yeah. Well, I
yeah,
eat whole
I
eggs,
think if you're like
beef,
digestion would be
chicken.
fine if you did something like that.
All the rest of my food's good, like nut butter. I'll be having the sesame bars. They go down really well. The sesame seed
mm.
bars with the honey because
Are
they're
you
good.
getting your fruit veg in? Oh no, veg. Sorry, I know you eat a lot of fruit.
Yeah, a little bit, not much veg, just some peas, corn, carrot.
Yeah, because like that'll actually help with your gastric emptying.
Yeah, I need more veggies.
People think it's like I don't want to get extra veg in because I'm full already, but it actually helps with your digestion.
My fiber's on 60 grams.
Yeah, yeah, but not from fruit, like not from it'd be from like the oats and the
Yeah,
wheat bix and stuff.
Wheat Bix and
Yeah,
fruit. And
yeah,
I have muesli bars during the day.
yeah,
They help. But most of my food's good. Like my post workout, I have cereal post workout. But like I have the beef and I have pineapple with it. Beef and pineapple, and then I have a bowl of cereal.
yeah,
In the morning, my Weet Bix is with blueberries. With lunch, I have an apple. At night, I have mango. Pre workout, I have banana.
yeah. I think you
And
need some
nights, I have dates at night as well.
yeah. I think
That's
you need some
fiber.
non-starch vegetables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we having some broccolini tonight with my steak?
You picked the fucking worst one.
Yeah.
No, broccolini's good. No, I love green beans in prep. Like in prep, I always smash my veggies, but at the moment, I fucking hate vegetables. I've got no
Mm.
taste for them. Bit of
I'd
peas.
even like look at implementing like a greens powder or something like that if you
Yeah.
could, just to get something in there and then slowly introduce, even if it means you taking, some of these like, oats or muesli bars out to put like in, 150, 200 grams of like, like zucchini or carrot or something like that in there. Just because it's like at the end of the day, it's like, am I just eating calories for the sake of eating calories? Like, are these calories that I'm eating empty calories or are they giving me like a benefit?
Mm.
Like, is this 600 calories over here? Why is that more beneficial than these 200 calories, which is like, my fibrous
Yeah, like
veg and
Yeah.
things like that? Do you know what I mean?
like if you were to put a percentage on it, like how much percent of your carb intake for the day is from like bullshit carbs?
I'll tell you how much sugars I'm having.
Yeah.
Again, why are we guessing? Why are we guessing when I can give you the numbers? I've got it all down here in chronometer.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 600 grams of sugar.
I'm gonna say, yeah, you're like half of your carb intake's coming from bullshit.
There's
Yeah,
no such
test
thing as
three.
bullshit.
Huh?
There's no bullshit calories.
No such thing.
So I'll go daily report. Um, I'm hitting all my micronutrients. Like everything's
You'd
good.
hope so with 6,000 calories.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only you got an option.
When I start prep, I'm going straight to 3,000 a day. 3,000 a day. I
Mm.
have all my multivitamins and stuff as well. So carbs are at the moment 800 and yeah, so 57 fiber, Net carbs 700.
What's sugar?
Starches 258. Sugars 356.
Okay. Almost half.
Yeah. Fats 80.
Yeah, I think my sugar intake in my diet, I think it's only like 65, 70. And that's just mainly from K-time bars.
Because
Okay,
I did go back to white rice for my chicken meal at lunch, but because I was out in the field eating it cold, I was like, this is disgusting. Then I went back to the canned rice. Because I hate it when I can't microwave my meals.
Yeah.
Mm.
Shit.
Why don't you let's like do like obviously with that meal, what you could look at doing is I know you don't like cream of rice, but why don't you look at just using the rice as a base for like a cream of rice and like making your own one where you can put like, dates and raspberries and cranberries and all that type of stuff in there. And then you can put your nut butters as well.
Yeah,
Because
just put like a bit of milk in that rice and make actual
yeah,
cream.
you could, yeah.
Mm.
Like there's no rhyme or reason why you couldn't do that. And then you know exactly what you're getting in, and then it's not like you just have to sit there with the can and just go, oh sweet, this is, you know, 200 grams of carbs that I'm getting in. At least like that way,
Yeah.
you're actually getting good food in.
Plus, there's
Yeah.
like no preservatives and stuff in there either. So,
Yeah, and you can eat it hot, you can eat it cold. Like it's
mm.
easy for you to sit in your digger.
Yeah, I know. It's just easy in the can, especially when I'm working 11 hour days. By the time I get home, I can't be fucked making my meals.
Mm,
I'm like, fuck, I throw them in a container, have a shower, go to bed.
fair enough.
Because then
Yeah.
I've got to do client updates when I get home and then a bit of uni work. And I'm like, I'm not fucking spending half an hour making meals.
You're a
Sounds
busy
sounds
man.
like a lot of excuses to me, mate.
Well, I don't care. It's off season. What's wrong with cream rice?
Yeah, well, it's off season. I can't eat.
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
My body's just let's be honest. Well, I'm getting older. It's not really good for me to be like over 125 kilos. My
Mm.
body doesn't. If I was younger and I've always been skinny my whole life. So like this, my body's like, he's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's well past where
Why
it
are you
needs to be.
40 trying to get heavy?
Yeah. Mm. Do you get any questions?
Um, oh, Maddie just messaged. Um,
I got to roll soon.
Yeah, I'm the same. Gotta get back to work.
yeah, we'll quickly answer these questions. There's only two of them, so should someone cut before starting their first cycle, or just hop on regardless of body fat? What are the
Cut.
proper steps and compounds to consider before for first timers?
Don't be fat.
Yeah. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Like 10%?
I think you need to be seeing like visible abs,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you actually need to see like what the physique is looking like to know what to build upon.
Mm.
And then I think with like structuring a cycle as well, it's like what is that person's goal? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not why am I getting on cycle? Like
Yeah.
is it because my other friends are on cycle, or am I actually trying to, compete down the line? And I think like with someone like that, it's like, exposing themselves to just testosterone for their first cycle.
Yeah. It's always test. Should
Yeah,
never be
because I
anything,
think
never anything more than test for you first.
yeah, and I think just in this day and age that like people are trying to fast track things, and you're seeing like 17 and 18-year-olds like jumping on trend and things like that. It's
Mm.
I think like the way that it's obviously a lot to do with social media and everything as well, but I think the mentality around like steroids and everything in the bodybuilding space, especially on social media, is very toxic. So
Does anyone know anyone like or any young kids who actually are taking trend?
Yeah.
Or is that just something that people
no,
say? The
I
people
have
actually just say it on social media, but like, oh, these kids are all taking trend, but are they actually doing that?
I've
I
seen
had
kids
a
take it.
I had a
Okay.
client I had a client who came to me from a previous coach, and he was 19 years old, and he was like, "Oh, I'm looking at competing in the next like year or two, blah 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 blah." And I was like, "All right, like send me through all your information." And then like taking into consideration he's 19 years old, he'd only been training for about 18 months at this point. His previous coach had him using it was like 500 test, 400 mast, 300 tren, 400 EQ, had some Anavar and everything in there as well.
Yeah, right. For an off
That's a
season.
full blown cycle.
That's what I mean, and he's
Yeah.
19. Do you know what I
That's
mean?
like 24
Yeah,
years old, 5 years in the game.
where do you
That's
go from
that's
there?
like a, but like also too that many compounds in like one cycle as well. Like it's, do you know what I mean? It's like I think
Yeah,
with when you're running cycles as well, the less that you can have in there is the better. If
Yeah.
there is an issue that happens down the line, you can pinpoint what it is. But you know, if an issue arises and you've got four different bloody anabolics in there, it's like, is this happening from like the mast, or is it happening from the tren? Is it happening
mm,
from
Yeah.
the ana? Do you know what I mean? Like less is
yeah,
more at the end of the day.
Even
and
like pro level, I'll have like around prep 150 trend max normally. I normally have like 0.5 3 times a week.
Yeah, I
That's
think
normally what I'll
yeah,
have.
trend something that is more of a cosmetic drug
Yeah.
when it comes to comp prep phase. It's like, obviously it's going to drive performance and also it's going to give you that mentality of like I'm just going to go in and kill it. But I think it serves more of like, it obviously creates
it's
heart
all more of an
resistance.
anti-catabolic as well.
Yeah, exactly. I
But it's
think
not
it's like, 4 to 6 weeks out, that's when it's
Like a
usually should be implemented.
bit of like insurance and a bit of like cosmetic effect.
but
Exactly.
like as we saw
Yeah.
before, with that natty guy getting people, trend isn't needed. Like people think, oh, I'm in prep, I need when does trend come in? Like you don't even need like it
Mm.
doesn't need to be put in. People think it
Yeah,
has to be
exactly.
put in when it's not even like
Well, I'm not taking it, and I won't be
yeah,
taking it.
that's right. So it's like you don't need it. But people think it's like, like a necessity.
Mm,
It's not. It's like,
Mm.
when I first started, like my first two like my first two cycles were just test only. Yeah, and
and
then
there's nothing
third
wrong.
cycle I brought in EQ. So I saw that one. Then fourth cycle I didn't do EQ and I put mask in. I just did test and mask. Yeah, every
Mm.
time it was a different compound at a time to see how it went with the test.
Yeah, I think that's a smart approach
Yeah,
as well.
But that's
yeah.
also we're talking about guys here.
Yeah,
Girls,
Limit
because I know,
limit
because
the
I know,
variables.
like myself, I can't, like, I'm terrible with like 19 Norse.
yeah,
So like, as much as like, Deca would be something that'd be cool to like implement, like obviously like maybe in an off-season setting to like help looking after joints and everything like that. I know even if I was to have something like 100 or 200 milligrams in there, the side effects it would have on my mental health and
yeah.
like, you know what I mean? It's not worth it.
Have you
So,
tried MVP?
Mm.
no,
You try that
but
might make a difference.
yeah. It might, but also too, it's like, obviously it's a derivative of DACA as well. So I'm assuming it would have very similar like
Mm.
effects. Like
But,
you're obviously going to get your strength gains and everything. And I think
But
using things like fast
I think
acting as well.
I think Deco too. It's like it's what are you trying to get out of it?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I think you're not a guy who struggles to put on weight.
No,
Like I think Deca's more for like the skinny, small frame guy who needs that volumization.
yeah.
yeah, more of your
Yeah,
ectomorph guy.
like Broderick talks about that.
Mm.
Like what are you actually trying to get out of it?
Mm.
Just
Same
take
as
it.
how many people take orals? Like I fucking barely ever take. Like, I might take it Anavar and a bit of prep, but I get like
Mm.
people that come in like off season. They're like, oh, Anadrol, Debo. I'm like, man, I never
Yeah.
take orals. Like all you is taxing your liver.
And then they're also saying
Mm.
that they can't eat.
Yeah. Oh, I don't really.
I
I
wonder
don't.
why. It could be all that Anadrol that you fucking
Yeah,
Yeah,
pumping
fucking take
down.
your liver.
I've never taken a oral in a off season setting.
Me
No,
either.
me either.
No.
The only time I was in like a maintenance phase and I tried Anadrol 50s in Thailand just to see what they were like. They work. That's
Yeah, they're good.
Anadrol
Angel's awesome.
They were.
50s.
Yeah.
That wasn't good weight, but you put on weight. Even
Mm.
eating it, I was even eating like only 2.5 a day or something, 2.5 calories.
Mm.
What are each of your favorite show day memories from all your years competing?
Winning the Queensland overall.
That was better than the pro card win.
Yeah,
Yeah, why is
yeah,
that?
because just because like more of my friends and family there. My mum was there. My son was there. Like a lot more of my friends, like people were there. That meant more to me than winning the pro card.
Mm. Yeah, coming off stage, they're all there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Ryan? Have you competed?
I think it was more so um, when I got third in the under 90s at like the last season I competed at because before I started like coaching with Dean, I was in the mental headspace of like maybe this isn't for me. Like
Mm.
maybe I'm just not built to do this. And I was like, all right, this is kind of like I'll see how I go. If I like get a first call out or if I get a look in, great. But if I'm not even in the first call out, I think that's me done. And then obviously that show I ended up getting third, and then at nationals ended up finishing second in the under 80s, and I was just like, oh, well, it gave me that kind of spark to kind of keep
Mm.
going. So I think that's been the biggest one for me, the biggest like motivator and driver overall.
To me, my favorite part about shows is like being with the missus in the hotel room, and we're like just watching each other's check-ins like after each meal, and just being
Yeah,
in another stay and being there together, and like
yeah,
carving up and waking up. Oh, what was your weight this morning? And like that to
yeah,
me, that's better than stepping on
yeah.
stage. Just doing the whole process with her.
Mm.
Something, yeah, I was about to say something similar too, and I'm really looking forward to being over in America with like just being in the Airbnb or whatever we got with like Dean and Ryan
Yeah,
and like yeah, just doing the whole bodybuilding peaking process. You know,
it's
it's
fucking
Yeah.
just
sick.
I found that that
like
was
that's
really
really
cool.
cool. That was
The
really cool
hotel room,
last year as
like the
well.
whole hotel check-in vibe.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, like that. That's I love that
yeah,
scene. Like that picture. You were at one gym, Cam, and my missus is there posing, and I'm sitting there like this in a chair, and her friends
yeah,
watching.
yeah,
Like that, man. I look at that picture, I'm like, that's fucking the shit I love. Like when you
yeah,
see each other, like there's check-ins before the show. I'm
yeah,
like, this is sick.
yeah. Like the lead up, I love peak week. I
Yeah,
love
Mm.
it. Peak week is just so much fun, and like it's just like you just feel like a real bodybuilder then.
yeah,
Like it's kind of like yeah, it feels like you're really doing bodybuilding. Like you're not
mm.
because you're like not working or anything, or like
Yeah,
but like you kind of just like doing it properly type thing.
yeah.
So
Mm.
Because
you're
all
not
your
trying to
work
like
as well.
juggle life and everything like that. And like, I think, and then when you're away from your own environment, I think it's like you're a lot more relaxed.
Yeah,
If I'm here at home, I'm like, oh, what can I do? Can I do this?
mm.
Should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? Like when you're away, you're away.
Yeah. You're
So
there
you
for a
could, yeah,
purpose. That's it.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's sick because I know all that work's done, and then you can finally just start enjoying it. Like
yeah, yeah,
fully, even though you enjoy the prep and the hard work, but it's like it's a different kind of enjoyment now,
yeah,
knowing that the final stages, and you're like, man, this is nuts. Like, yeah, and you
mm,
never want it to end. You're like, fuck. Because
yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
as soon as you step on stage, like this is it now.
yeah. And then like the post show, like it's can be depressing. And I've been depressed before post like after show. Like it's definitely a real thing because you got
Mm.
such that like climax,
You
like
have that,
build up. Like the weeks are so exciting, and then you have that peak week, and it's just like fun. You get off stage, and then it doesn't happen straight away off stage. It happens like maybe 2 3 weeks after.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I hate it. It's like as well for people like us. You never get as much media and attention and like coaching. Like it's harder when you're in off
mm,
season. You sort of just you're more quiet. Whereas like in prep, you got more attention, more focus. You feel more
yeah,
purpose.
yeah,
It's harder to like drift away in the off
mm,
season. Not be as
yeah,
noticed.
yeah, I completely agree. I
mm,
found that like that setting where we were in Melbourne with Solomon Cam, I thought that was awesome that we're able to like, you know, sit there, watch him pose, talk about what we should do next, like go through his
yeah,
posing routines at night, tweak things. Like
yeah,
I think that whole experience and like watching, especially it being like Solomon's, first time doing that as well. I think that was awesome.
yeah.
Like
That was
it's
real
and
fun.
you could see like how appreciative he was as well, like and how grateful he was to like have especially like you there and like helping out and
Yeah,
yeah, I being like a fly on the wall watching that was really, really cool to see.
Yeah,
yeah. It was cool.
that's the best
Yeah,
part.
like even just being down in Melbourne for the week when like everyone else was down there competing as well. Like I just love the vibe of it.
Mm,
Yeah.
Even like yeah, I think sometimes the week before the show is better than the actual show.
Mm.
yeah.
Mm.
I told my Mike I got a classic client doing his first ever show. He's like, should I do nationals? I'm like, yeah, fucking do it, man. I said, yeah, he's in concrete. He works like he started at 1 a.m. the other day and finished at 5:30 p.m. Like he did a 16 and a half hour shift. I'm
Yeah.
like, why you got time off work? Go enjoy it. Like when it's different. The state show, it's like nothing really happens. But then like when you go to Melbourne, like you're there to bodybuild. You go to Doherty's, like everyone's there registering. You mingle. It's like you feel like you're there to bodybuilding. I said you got to enjoy that, like experience that. Nationals is
Mm.
different than doing your state show.
Especially if you're flying away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you
yeah. Mm.
All right, do you want to end it there,
But yeah,
Cam?
yeah, I got to roll, man. Five
Yeah.
o'clock, I got to eat, and
You,
I got
you
to do
probably got
some.
stuff to do as well, right? I know you in prep.
I got work to do, and I got 3,000 steps to do. So,
I'm gonna go eat some green beans.
Good
all
boy.
right, get those macros in.
I'll put it on my stories.
Non-starch veg.
Non-starch.
Awesome. Thanks for having
Yeah.
us on too,
All
guys.
right.
All right, man. Take it easy.
See you, dude. Bye.
Peace out.